Alright, yo guys, what's going on? It's Solar Rage, and quite possibly for the last time, welcome back to some Call of Duty World War II. Okay, well, I don't really know about, like, the last time, like, this is going to be my last ever World War II video, but at least, you know, for a good while, maybe for the rest of 2018, who knows. Also, currently, right now, it's 8:15 in the morning. I don't really need to repeat myself. You guys already know what's going on. I actually managed to get up on time, surprisingly, this morning, be able to, like, actually wake up, have some coffee, and so I don't sound completely dead. So basically, guys, in this video, in this Goodbye World War II video, I'm just gonna be talking about, the overall year and everything, and just my opinions on everything, what could have made this game a lot better, what kind of killed this game. And honestly though, I feel like it's a pretty common complaint about this game that 9 standard maps at launch was that kind of killed the game for a lot of people, just because I mean, like, there's absolutely no map variety. Like, we can't really do anything. I mean, 9 standard multiplayer maps at launch, I mean, if we're not counting the 3 war maps, which does make it 12, but I feel like there should have been like maybe at least 12 starting maps than having the 3 war maps. Which also, I feel like a lot of people were not happy when they found out that the DLC 1 for this game, I think that included the remake of Resistance, was actually in the game files during the beta. And I think what Activision ended up doing was just repackaging it up for DLC 1, which was a big mistake. And actually, while we're on the topic of the launch, yeah, the overall internet connection, just like the connection to the multiplayer servers at launch, was atrocious. This game was broken as fuck when it first released, and that definitely turned a lot of people off too, because I mean, it's not like it's Sledgehammer's first rodeo. I mean, like, they did make Advanced Warfare, and I don't think there were connection issues with that game when it first released. I don't really remember 2014, but plus on top of the fact, when you think about it, that this game was apparently in a 3-year life cycle, which I almost kind of find hard to believe. In my honest opinion though, they really could have been making Advanced Warfare 2 up until about like maybe what, 2015, early 2016, and then seeing the backlash from Infinite Warfare. Granted, now I don't know if that's anything that's truthful. I think that's just more of speculation, but still, I feel like if they really did put in like 3 years worth of effort to this game, then I don't know, we could have had so much more content in the game. Again, personally to me though, it just doesn't really seem like there was really 3 years worth of effort put into this game, because if they were really making it, building it, testing it over the course of the 3 years, then I don't think we would have had as many problems at launch as we did, and especially the content, because again, like, 9 standard multiplayer maps is a giant yikes. I think this year for Black Ops 4, if we're not counting the 4 remade maps, I believe there's like 10 or 11 base multiplayer maps, which is already better than this. Still crazy for me to even think about the fact of like actually how fast this year has gone by, and honestly, if there was really any year for a Call of Duty to be released in October, this is the year. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is the authenticity of World War II in this game, which clearly right at launch, like, the game was pretty alright. It was pretty authentic for the most part. I mean, aside the whole like social justice warrior of, oh no, everything has to be politically correct. I'm not really trying to trigger anybody by saying this, but I feel like that is kind of an issue when it comes to World War II. Like, if you're going to make a World War II game and you're trying to make it as authentic as possible, and you like build the branding off of that. Although I can completely understand when it comes like to selling the game in countries like Germany and Japan, because I know they're very like up in arms about what their past was, and that's, you know, completely understandable. I can completely understand having the Iron Cross as compared to having a swastika online. I mean, because I know, again, like, there's like a lot of things in Germany and Japan when it comes to regulations like that, but I also feel like maybe like not a whole lot of you guys might care about this deal, but I know that this was definitely like a giant deal for a lot of people. I mean, I wasn't really like entirely fussed. I still just enjoyed this game regardless of whatever all that was, but I know there was a lot of people that had some serious problems with that. And again, just going back to like the whole authenticity of everything, like, this game did start off pretty authentic. Like, there was a lot of people, for example, that didn't even want gold camos in the game, and honestly, I feel like this part is just more of like an entire like nitpicky deal. Like, I don't really think it was like a giant deal, like, or a big deal breaker to a lot of people, but again, going back to the whole like 3-year development thing, if it really was developed in 3 years, I don't think there would have been a single problem with the authenticity of it, but
Can't shoot his sniper rifle, so he pulled out his knife rifle.
his knife rifle. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that. That's hilarious. Knife rifle. What? So anyways, back to what I was saying though, as far as like authenticity and like even with the camos go, I know a whole lot of people wanted the game to be like real, true, gritty World War II, but clearly after a certain point in time though, they really stopped giving a shit about that. I don't really know if I can think of like a perfect timestamp as to when they were like, yeah, this whole authenticity thing, yeah, no, we're not doing that anymore. I honestly feel like to an extent they almost kinda had to do it, because a whole lot of people were really pissed off with the game when it came out. Like, as much as I hate to say it, this game really was a giant letdown. Now, granted, they actually did end up fixing this game really, really well. If you go back and play World War II today, like, say, for example, like, you haven't played the game in months. If you haven't played this game since, like, early 2018, or even since 2017, like, if you just gave up on the game immediately, like, this game is so much better to play now as compared to back then. I'm not sure when they did that huge Divisions overhaul update. I think that was in, like, March or April, but that completely changed the game. Like, this game is so much better to play now. Granted, pretty much everyone runs armored, but still, I mean, like, you kind of have to if you're gonna have, like, you know, less explosive resistance or more explosive resistance to grenades, tactical grenades, everything like that. I think a majority of you guys already know my overall opinion on this game, that overall, like, this is actually a very, very great Call of Duty. Very great boots on the ground game, and quite honestly, I feel like this is one of the best Call of Duties that we've had in years. Okay, now my springy shot is on. Okay. Clearly, I was never the biggest fan in the entire world of Black Ops 3, and I didn't even really like Infinite Warfare up until 2018. So being able to go back to boots on the ground for this World War II game was, again, very nice. It was very refreshing to me, and again, just for what the game is, like how, honestly, simplistic this game is, I like it a lot. I can definitely see myself coming back to play this game because, like, overall, again, now, this game is actually so fucking good. It just really sucks that this game died out so fast because there was such a huge lacking of variety and content when it came to the maps. I feel like even so, if we had 16 base maps and they gave us like more maps for free like Carentan, then I feel like this game wouldn't have died out so fast because World War II had such a strong start on like YouTube, Twitch, everything. Now it's just, you know, completely dead. Okay, well maybe not completely dead, but just, you know, a whole lot of people don't really like seeing World War II anymore. Well, now especially with Black Ops 4 being released later on tonight. But actually something else that just came to me, one thing that honestly like really upsets me about this game is that this game is supposed to be a dedication to very old school Call of Duties, like Call of Duty 1 and 2. And there is a little bit to show for it with like the winter coat outfits in this game from the Mountain Division. They look exactly like the ones from COD 1 and COD 2, but here, prime example, USS Texas. This is kind of a dedication to Shipped from Call of Duty 1, or Ship. Granted, now, if you have ever played COD 1 Ship, you know how fucking awful that map is. If you guys never played Call of Duty 1, you used to be able to go all the way up there, and basically, it's a maze in there. Basically, the way that people play Ship on COD 1, they just sit right up there in hardscope the entire game, and it's obnoxious, because that's a very good head glitch. And honestly, I feel like Sledgehammer missed out on a giant opportunity with this. Again, if it's supposed to be a dedication, I don't understand why they did not remake more maps from COD 1 and COD 2. Now, again, some maps are way too big, because I swear if they ever remade a map like Hurt Gen, I would throw up. If you guys have never played Hurt Gen from COD 1, take Wasteland, multiply it by like 2 or 3. That's Hurt Gen. Again, though, me personally, I just feel like they missed out on a giant opportunity. I mean, again, we have Ship, we have Carentan. I feel like one of the recent DLC maps, I can't think of the name right now, but it's almost kind of a remake-ish or dedication to Chateau from Call of Duty 1, but I've seen it. It doesn't really look like it. It kind of gives off the feel like it, but it's still not an exact remake. And just, again, I feel like they missed such a huge opportunity with that. Like, it could have been so nice. I know that this game pretty much only focused on the European setting to World War II. There was clearly... What the...
Hi.
Hi, I'm making a video.
Oh. Whoops.
Yeah, I think I was in the AFK channel and he just kept moving me back in and out, so anyway. So again, though, they heavily focused on the whole European setting to this game, but I feel like they also missed out on an opportunity with that. I don't know how they would have had a Pacific setting by any means, but again, going back to remaking maps, though, if they remade like to Jane from COD 2, oh man, that would have been so nice. They also could have done a remake to Brecourt, France, which is essentially the original Wasteland. It just really sucks to me because they had a huge opportunity with that, and I feel like to impress a lot of old school fans, this guy just jumped out of the fuck out of me. To really bring back a nice nostalgic feel to Call of Duty World War II, they could have really nailed it with that, but they didn't do that, which, again, really sucks to me. Really held this angle before. This is fucking disgusting. Oh, nice. I'm getting called a hacker. Lovely. And Soar. Hi. Hello. That is me. I am a professional quickscoper. Don't mind me, boys. He's just good at quickscoping. That's all. Hackbot player. My boy, Daily Fiber. He literally aims in, hold breath, and kills in a second. That shows he's actually playing. Yo, this guy's got my back. What a gamer. It's kind of weird to think about this, but I don't think anybody's ever, like, really defended me or just kind of, like, had my back like that. What a nice guy. And, yep, there it is. Soar vac ban. OMG. It's only a game. Why you have to be mad, blad? Okay, quick side note though, that is one of my favorite things about playing PC, because people are like, oh look, you have VEC ban, you are hacker. Dirty hacker man, you are big blood. Yeah, these guys are really not happy with me. At this point in time, I feel like I've ranted and rambled enough about the maps in this game, but still, I just can't help the fact that this game would have been so much better if they just had more base maps to start off with. And especially not repackaging maps that were in the game file since the beta to resell as DLC. That's pretty fucked up. But aside that though, I feel like if this game was released right now, like in the current state of what it is, after all the weapon balancing, tuning, the Division's overhaul, this game would be a fantastic game in November. And I feel like a lot more people would really enjoy it a whole lot more, but you know, it is what it is. At least they got their shit together now. Because by the time that they had actually fixed the game, the player base was kind of dead, which is still pretty unfortunate to me, because this game in general, fantastic game. And there was a third person right there too. God, telling me to report, like, for what? I'm just good at the quickscoping. What can I say, brother? I'm guessing he just mad that he got doo-dooed on right there. Hold on, I think I hear a loaf outside of my room. Honestly though, at this point in time, I feel like I've talked about everything that I did want to talk about. I talked about all of the negatives to this game. Actually, no, there is one last thing that I completely forgot to mention. This is something that I'm personally very upset with. So now you guys know that I'm a very big fan of the war mode in this game. Like, I actually thought it was pretty cool. Now, granted, I wish they gave us more than 3 maps, but I am still really upset that they got rid of the whole distorted a bomb's been planted on our ammo supply and B is retreating, keep firing. Like, they did not need to fix that. Like, no, it was fine. I don't know what the problem was, Sledgehammer.
A bomb's been planted on our ammo supply! B's retreating! Keep firing!
And actually what's pretty funny though is that the first time that they went to fix that, they actually did fix it, and then they dropped another update that completely broke it again. I think like the 3rd or 4th time was the charm for them, but still, I don't think that was a very necessary patch. I'm still really upset about that, because that was like the thing. That was the meme about Call of Duty World War II. Quad feed split by white text. I'm freaking crazy at this video game. Actually, that reminds me. I can't believe I completely forgot about this up until this point in time. But the kill feed in this game, for the love of God. Why it only stopped at 5 and there was no fading to it whatsoever? Why? That, Bridge clip? One last bridge clip, please? Aww. Alright, so it's now 9:10, been playing for literally an hour, and that may have been my last match of 2018. It's still weird for me to think about, like, how fast this year actually went by. Like, everyone was so excited for this game, then it fell off, then everyone just kind of, like, went back to, you know, doing whatever. I know this year was definitely the year of Fork Knife. I don't think Blackout is going to be able to compete with Fortnite. Well, actually, maybe a little bit, yeah. Do I think that it's necessarily going to dethrone Fortnite? No, probably not. But, I mean, needless to say, though, this was definitely a very interesting year. On that note, though, I believe that's just about going to wrap it up here. 20,000 kills, 16,000 deaths, 1.27 KD. Yeah, granted, when this game first came out, my PC, I was fucking terrible at this game. Like, my PC could hardly run this game. 13,000 kills in war. 13,867 added on to, okay, yeah, so about 34,000 kills in total, and easily well over 20,000 deaths at that point in time. But, yeah, overall, for the most part, I really did enjoy this game. Like, it sucks for me to be almost kind of saying goodbye to this game because I really enjoyed this game. I would have made so many more videos on this game if people didn't completely hate it. If people stuck with World War II, and imagine if Fortnite wasn't the thing, but imagine, again, if Sledgehammer had everything right with this game from the get-go, this really could have been a very fantastic year for Call of Duty, but unfortunately they dropped the ball. I'm hoping for the absolute best for Black Ops 4, which later on tonight, I already have Black Ops 4 preloaded, pre-installed, all ready to go. I'll probably be streaming much later on tonight, so I guess on that note, that's basically it. Goodbye, soldier. I don't know, it's weird. It's almost kind of bittersweet to me, honestly. I don't know, it's weird. I'm getting too far deep into this. So again, guys, I hope you all have enjoyed this Call of Duty World War II video. Let's hope for the absolute best for Black Ops 4, and yeah, guys, that's basically it. It's been Soul Rage. I will talk to you guys later. Take care, everybody.